Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video on the channel. Bethesda have just released the new Fallout 76 update for the Test Your Metal update. This is going to be bringing in 3 new events with the Moonshine Jamboree, Eviction Notice, and also Test Your Metal. Season 9 is starting, and this is going to be based on the Dread Island tale. So get involved with that. There's a few little bits and bobs where you can listen to the story behind it on the scoreboard, so you can unlock like more and more parts of the story as you level up through the scoreboard. There's also going to be some new Fallout First enhancement added to the scoreboard, so make sure to stick an eye open to check out them and see how much of a boost you get. I have got a video covering all this in a bit more detail if you want to check that out. It's one of the previous videos in the last couple of weeks on the channel. I'll link it at some point in the top right corner. And then finally, one of the new kind of features in this one is going to be the new corpse highlighting. This is something that was meant to come like last year now, but it got delayed, and now it's been added in, even though it's not really as useful as it could have been back then, but it's still quite a useful little thing. A nice little thing to mention as well before we go any further into the patch notes and stuff, Bethesda have actually decided to basically once an hour on the hour you'll be able to play one of the 3 new events coming into the game. It'll be randomized, so maybe 1 hour you'll get Eviction Notice, the next you'll get Moonshine Jamboree, and so on and so on, and it'll just be randomized every hour. So that's going to be last until June the 28th, sorry, and then after that it is going to just be completely randomized in there. So every 20, 40 and 60 minutes it'll just be a random event. It'll all go back into the actual list of the entire public events. Alright, so going into the actual patch notes, there was only about 8 different things that I actually found that were somewhat interesting or made a difference to people's lives. The rest of it was just random stuff. If you want to read through it all, I will post a link for the article down in the description. I'm sure there'll be something for everyone, but these are the ones I picked out which I thought were kind of affecting the majority of people. So they brought out a new change, so critical hit damage bonuses are now going to be additive rather than multiplied. So it's going to be completely different. There is a list of different perks and mods and different things like that and chems and everything which are affected, where it's going to be increased from say 20 or 30% or 40% up to 50, 75 and 100%, just to try and like balance it out and stuff like that. It makes the game run a little bit smoother because there's less things getting worked out. It makes the kind of whatever you call it, it makes all the equations and stuff easier for the computer system to run or something like that. But there's all of them on screen. I'll not read through all of them because it'll just bore you, and probably you'll get confused just as much as I am. Now, one of the first big changes I noticed in the patch notes was going to be the one relating to terminals. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but it really affected me when I used to do, or when I run through actual nuke silos. So when I go through the nuke silo and I go up to the terminal where you initiate the actual whole process, it would zoom me out and it wouldn't like look into it properly. So I'd be standing like the camera would be like 5 feet away from the terminal, and it would be really awkward to try and read it and actually click on the actual one that I wanted to click on. For the second one, this one is a really dodgy one. This is going to be the scrap box in the APC Survival tent is now facing the correct direction. Now, this thing I thought was fixed months ago in like the last update, but according to these patch notes, clearly it wasn't, or something's been done wrong along the way. I don't know if it's just been put in and maybe it wasn't meant to or what, but I don't know. Now, for players that are using VATS a lot, maybe your Stealth Commando, there's been a fix relating to VATS critical hits. Now, in the last season, we were having a little bit of difficulty with these. There was kind of not a guaranteed hit when you used a critical for some reason. It was very annoying. Sometimes they were missing, and a lot of people were complaining about it. That is now meant to have been fixed, so fingers crossed it's working better once the servers go back up. Now, one of the first exploits we're going to mention today, this one is going to be the ammo glitch. Again, this thing is meant to have been patched. This is the thing where basically you could use something like a black powder rifle and give it like 500 bullets in a magazine rather than just one single shot. This was causing people to kill creatures like the Scorched Beast Queen extremely fast, or Earl Williams. However, this is meant to have been fixed now for what, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever time it is now, I'm not sure, but it's been fixed again. While we're talking about exploits, another exploit is meant to have been fixed. This one is relating to duplicating power armor pieces or power armor sets. Now, this is something that had been going on for I think the entire of last season. It kind of went under the radar, not too popular for the fact not that many people use power armor compared to the other builds and stuff. Probably like what, a third, maybe less than a third of players use power armor. But yeah, this one is meant to have been fixed as well. Now a couple of little things relating to the flamer and the cryolator. I know a lot of people enjoy the flamer. The cryolator, however, I don't think gets used too much really. But the flamer now takes condition damage at a lower rate. I think a lot of people were complaining that was breaking too fast. This shouldn't be an issue anymore according to the patch notes, so fingers crossed that is true. And then also they've said that they've fixed an issue that prevented the cryolator from taking any condition damage. So don't know what that one was about. I can't remember anyone mentioning it because I don't really think anyone uses the cryolator. So yeah, never mind. Now the final fix which I found in the patch notes, which I thought was somewhat interesting or affected people, was they said they have corrected an issue in which a number of former nuclear winter mode rewards could be traded or built in camps of players who did not own them. Now this one for me was a little bit confusing because when I first read it and I seen the thing about nuclear winter rewards could be traded, I was thinking maybe outfits and stuff. So I'm not entirely sure if maybe they can't be traded now. Before this update you could buy the ghillie suit off people, as well as the different, like the beanie hat and the whatever the outfit was called. Lots of different outfits was available for just giving away to other people. So we'll have to wait and see if that's actually still possible or whether it is just camp items that they're talking about. But that is everything for this update, guys. That's literally everything in the patch notes, which I found interesting. If you, like I said at the beginning, if you want to check out more of the big changes in detail, I'll link a video in the top right corner. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much everything. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. The only other thing left to mention is the fact that I don't think they mentioned anywhere about Minerva's new inventory. Like, bit strange that it hasn't been mentioned, considering the last update it got mentioned in there and then we didn't get it, and this time around it hasn't been mentioned. Very weird. I don't know what's going on with that, but fingers crossed it has updated, because I'm sure we're all sick by now of getting the exact same things from Minerva week in and week out. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.
Thank you for your cooperation.